everybody. That was an exhausting 7-minute break, but we're back for the next game, Denmark versus the Netherlands.
It's happening, Sean. It's happening. My boys are going ready.
You excited, Kev? I mean, that's a silly question, really. That's like going up to a player on stage and, are you excited for your next match? Of course you're excited for the next match. As Canada are currently waiting for the winner of our next game, as Mexico must play tomorrow. It's Denmark versus the Netherlands.
like I said, I was already excited, just curious to see how the guys are going to do. I know them all pretty well. I talk a lot with them at offline events. Online, I'm not too much of a chatter. It's not like I'm active with them on a daily basis, but I get along with all three of them very well, and I think all three of them are very good. Jona is a little bit of the underdog. I think to a lot of European, especially North American fans, they may not be that familiar with Jona, but he's a good Zerg player, and I think Uturmo and especially Harstem need no introduction.
Yeah.
And I like this lineup. Of course, I would have loved to see Red in there as well, but Jona is kind of like a new school Red, so I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a good match. I actually know the guys from the Team Denmark pretty well too. Space Marine is what I would say a friend of mine, hosted his stream a couple times. Good Protoss player, very insightful when he streams. Bonnie needs no introduction. Lila Kalin is only a little bit of a mystery for me. I know who he is. Of course, he had those epic mech games. We all know those.
Yeah.
But in Legacy, I haven't seen that much of him.
And from a neutral perspective over here,
I'm
no
neutral
bias
too.
either way. No bias either way.
I'm neutral as well.
Here is Team Holland. What do you think about the two teams that we have in front of us, Drogo?
I think they're really strong. Like, we have Harstem, and I speak a lot with him. He's in Korea right now, so it's a bit hard to judge the level of someone who's in Korea. Like, you always expect them to do very well, but they don't really play in any cup. And Harstem right now is very good. He loses versus Zergs, like the top Korean Zergs, a lot. But there's no Zerg here, and his TVP and PvP is insane. I'm really looking forward to watch Harstem play, because I feel like I'm going to learn a couple of things.
And Uthermal's doing very well as well, so I've heard on the ladder.
Yeah, like Uthermal right now is still a really good player. I know that he doesn't like TVT well that much, so I wouldn't sound him out versus Bunny, but I'm sure he's confident to kill everyone except Bunny in this match, because he's really good.
Okay, and Team Denmark, captained by Bunny, leading the charge, supported, as you said, Kev, by Space Marine and Lily Cannon.
The cheesiest turtle in Europe. That's the description of Lila Cannon. That's
It's
an
a fact.
interesting
It's
one.
not. It's a fact.
It's actually the only fact that's a question mark, and it's also the only accurate fact on this thing.
I'm pretty sure he did actually beat MC at DreamHack. Otherwise, it would be weird if they write that.
No, of course he did.
I think that's a fact.
I think that's a long time ago.
But there's a question mark at the end, so it's not really a fact.
It's still a fact, though. It says it's a fact. So
his favorite victim is Namchar. That's interesting. Swedish Zerg, very strong one. This is a very cool match for other reasons than Netherlands is playing. Denmark is actually the only team in NationWars 3 that has a lineup that consists of 2 Terran players.
And how do you rate Denmark? I mean, surely the Netherlands is favoured here, obviously, but are they capable of winning this, you think?
Yeah, like Denmark definitely can, because while Bunny is obviously like the leading thing in the team, Space Marine and Lilikanin are 2 players that are specialists of doing dirty stuff to take out the player.
No, this is a dangerous team for sure.
And underdogs are always going to practice.
All bias and jokes aside, this is not a pushover win for sure. Netherlands is going to have to fight for it. But I do think, especially with the form that Harstem and Uturmo have shown over the last 6 months, so to speak. I mean, Harstem already a little bit longer, but Uturmo last 6 to 9 months. I do think Holland is the favorite going into this one, and I'd be disappointed if they don't win, but I'm pretty confident they will.
Does it make you feel patriotic seeing this flag?
Yeah.
Right there, your flag, Kev.
No, this is the first time ever that I can cast multiple Dutchies in a row. So it's awesome. I really hope they do well. For me personally, saying it's a dream is maybe like a little bit of an overstatement, but it would be absolutely awesome to see them, in the big arena here in Olympia. If they make it to the semifinals, I'd be extremely proud of them.
Coach Roddy.
Like I said, I'd love to be. If they want any help of me, Roddy's always available, because they're genuinely all good guys, and I mean that. They're very fun to hang out with and stuff.
All right, well, it's time to hear from both team captains from these countries. It's time to go once again to the seating area.
Thank you very much, boys. I'm here with Diogo, and we're going to be talking here to the 2 captains in a second. Pretty cool lineups from both of these teams, especially I think Netherlands lineup is looking very scary.
There was Alstem playing 1 month, maybe more, from Korea. I saw him playing like almost not every day, but almost in a weekly cup, and he's really, really good.
I love how this shot is like really low, by the way. Like, if I stand normally, like I'm like out of it. Captains, are you guys here?
Yes.
Hello.
Arston? How
Hello?
are you? Are you still in Korea? I'm seeing a
Yeah.
gaming house. Are you not back already?
No. I stay here till a certain tournament that I haven't been announced for yet.
Really?
That takes place in Germany in a few days.
We will not spoil everything.
How's the training going over there? Actually, like I don't want you to tell me exactly your rank in ladder, but give us like a little bit of a fork or something of where you are.
The last few days have been going really poorly, like really, really poor. It's mainly because I've been swifting my sleep schedule a bit so I can play NationWars, because right now it's 4 a.m. So it's not the perfect time to start.
I thought it's a pro gamers afternoon, 4 a.m.
Not my kind of. Maybe I'm not a typical pro gamer. Then I like to go to bed around 1 a.m. or 12.
So what's the highest rank that you got then?
I was at the first 2 weeks. I was around 25, but now I dropped a lot. I think right now I'm around 70, but most of the time I'm somewhere between 75 and 50.
But
I
it's
believe.
pretty good. It's in Korea. Right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah, of course. It's pretty good.
So
It's no American ladder.
So for how long have you been there? Did you rush your gaming house when just Legacy of the Void was released?
Actually, I was here before. I arrived. I can't remember dates. I've been here for like 2 months.
Okay.
Because I went at
Really?
the end of October. Yeah.
So you played some
I went
parts of
straight
the
after
Swamp from
DreamHack.
Korea?
No, I like just did beta
Okay.
immediately,
Okay.
and then straight into Legacy of the Void.
Okay.
I did the launch event in Germany, and then I went back to Korea. Sure.
And Bunny, how's practice been for you? Like if we look at the Danish lineup as well, you're the big gun. It seems like. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. Well, the other guys have been practicing hard as well, so it's not fair to say that I'm the only one on the team.
How's mixing practicing StarCraft 2 and studies?
It's a lot harder, man. Like, right now I just try to play for fun, and I don't really try to play to win as I always did in the past, but I'm just using it, like, playing in my free time, having fun with it, just trying to improve at the same time.
Yes. Did you manage to adjust Legacy of the Void? Because, like you said, you have not that much time to practice, but it's more like watching game, maybe learning Legacy. Especially, did you manage to do that? Because I don't want to bring back bad memory, but at DreamHack it seems a little bit difficult. Did you feel
Yeah.
a bit better in Legacy right now?
Yeah, I understand things a bit better. I feel like I'm learning new stuff every day when I play because the game is so new. It's kind of hard to understand. But yeah, I'm improving slowly.
Okay, Harstem, I'm guessing you've been watching and you heard Huck's interview earlier. Have you?
No, I wasn't paying. I don't pay attention to American players most of the time. Yeah, so
Okay.
I feel like it drains my IQ, so I try to stay away from watching American games.
All right. Not gonna ask any more about this then. Are you feeling confidence in this tournament with the lineup that you have? Because personally, when I look at your lineup, I think it's very impressive, especially you, Thermal, and Jonah, who shouldn't be underestimated as well.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty decent lineup. I feel quite confident in our group stage. I think Denmark is difficult. I think they're all difficult. All countries that we have to play are kind of difficult, but also very doable. I'm just really curious how everyone's form is. Like, I haven't played any Europeans in months, so it could be that I'll get absolutely stomped and the Korean dream was a lie, or it can be that I'll absolutely stomp them and the Koreans were right all along. So I'm just mainly very curious how my level will match up against some of the better Europeans.
All right, I'm going to ask you both then the usual. Give me a score prediction and then some words for your opponents here for this match. Harstem, go first, please.
4-1 in favor of us, of course, and good luck, Bunny.
I think 4-3 for us. Probably.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to learn who's going to be coming out and playing first. Bunny,
Space Marine will play first.
Oh
Yes.
man.
Harstem.
Yona.
So pretty easy, all right. Was that what you guys had anticipated here?
Yeah, we thought they probably sent Jonah first. That's yeah.
Okay, so not gonna say anymore.
No, I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
Anything away here.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for the interview, and good luck to both of you.
Oh man, Space Marine, I'm so hyped to see him play because it's so much fun to watch. Not to play because he will send you DT everywhere, but to watch, it's really amazing. So we give you back to the caster desk for much fun with Space Marine and Jonah. See you.
I think
cheeky giggle.
Yeah, I think that's really funny because Yogo is a very good player, by the way. I'm sure that a lot of people on the international broadcast have no idea who the hell is sitting next to Todd. But Yogo is a French caster, but also a pretty highly ranked Grandmaster League Zerg. So whenever you start casting tournaments like this, you start talking about the guys that you play all the time on ladder. And Yogo is, he gets a little fired up as well if he loses. So he probably hates Space Marine to know tomorrow. He's like, yeah, no, his DT play is absolutely amazing to watch, And inside he's burning all the ladder points he's lost.
Tens of hundreds of points to this guy. Yeah. So Space Marine versus Yona, they decided to send out the weaker of the three first for you.
Yeah, I think this is a very difficult match for Yona. Once again, all the jokes and bias aside. I think Yona was maybe a little bit stronger a couple months ago than he currently is. I know when the beta was out, he was actually not one of the guys that was grinding through the beta. He wasn't playing a whole lot. I spoke with the guys about that a little bit when, whenever I went through this story already, so I won't go too detail. But I thought about signing up as well, just depending on who would actually sign up. And then I spoke with those guys. I was like, okay, you guys are better than me. I'm not going to take away a spot. I don't want to be the free last point. Good luck, boys. But Yona did say in that conversation that we had that he didn't play a whole lot of beta, but he said, like, I never really played a beta. I'll play the game as much as possible when it's actually out, and I'll go for it again. But he hasn't had months of beta under practice under his belt, so yeah, this is a match that if I am a Dutch fan, I'm a little bit concerned about it, especially because I do know Space Marine, watch his stream, very solid Protoss, like not to be underestimated at all.
Well, Kev's had some words on Yona. Now it's time for words on Yona from Yona. We'll go to his video to see what he had to say about NationWars 3.
I always really like NationWars, but previous seasons there were already too many big Dutch names to participate. So I could never participate, but it's always been a really fun event to spectate. It's one of the events that I've actually followed from start to end, even though it has not necessarily the very highest amount of competition, just because it's very fun to kind of root for your own country and see people that very personal do well. It would be probably one of the greatest experiences of my life. I don't really know how else I could describe it. It would probably be one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life, and I just really love the way the French audience reacts to StarCraft, so that alone is worth it, For the people that voted for me, thank you so much. I've dreamed of playing in NationWars in the previous seasons, and I never got the chance. So I'm really, really thankful and grateful, and I hope I can upset some people.
Upset some people he may do, Rod. He's starting to feel the nerd chills and excitement for this first match, but of course, it takes two to tango. Let's hear from Space Marine on NationWars 3.
Well, it would mean, I would be so happy. I would probably be as excited as when I make a really good result, because usually when I make a really good result, making it to round of 8 in Copenhagen Games as with Bunny, and then maybe almost qualifying for Challenger, when something really big happens, I always intend to overreact because I get insanely happy. Bunny is a better player than me, but I play at least 6 hours a day. So I don't know how much Bunny plays. I just know he plays. So I don't want to bash Bunny. I'm just saying I might hopefully perform better and show the good results.
Honest and passionate answers from both. Initial thoughts overall?
I'm happy to hear Jonas say the things that he said there, saying that He's thankful for the people that voted him into NationWars, and whenever you say something like that, then obviously you will do something in return. So you will have practice, you will try to be ready. But once again, this is a very tough match. Space Marine is no slouch, absolutely. Maybe not a super, star yet, or not a super player that, or not a player that everybody is very familiar with. But I know that he's good, and this won't be easy for the Dutch team.
Well, first map is our old good and fun small 2-player map, Arena. What are your thoughts on Space Marine, Drogo, before we jump in? You like him as a player? Is he bad? Is he good? Is he...
As a player, he's someone that's gonna try to win the game with DTs and killing your observer. That's the only impression of him I have.
DTs, yeah, okay. Well,
so I actually watched his stream like a couple of weeks ago, and it's actually pretty good. So I actually count him as the favorites to win this match.
Okay, all right, let's do it. Roddy, you want to introduce your boy?
All right, on the left top side of the map, spawning as the Blue Zerg, representing Hub, Holland Hub, it is Jona.
Hub, Holland Hub. What is that?
It's just a cheerful, I don't know.
Oh, okay. And of course, down here, represented Denmark, it is Space Marine. Is there some, I mean, there must be more football chants that you know. And
Yeah,
stuff
of
like
course.
that for the
We sing
Netherlands.
this song, which would translate to "Don't leave the lion standing in his tank top."
Standing in the what?
Yeah, it's like let the lil niet in zijn hempie staan. It means, don't let the lion stand in his tank top. Because the lion is our national animal.
So Jonah went for a really fancy build with a 14 pull with double extraddle trick to get 16 drones, then he's gonna attack the Zerglings. It looks cool. I got to give him that, but Space Marine going gateway first with his gas already taken should be in a good position to deal with this, but it's still gonna take a little bit of knowing what to do.
Yeah, 6 Zerglings straight on the way, pokes in, sees. No gas at all, so he's only got to worry about these slow Zerglings, which shouldn't be a problem at all, right?
Do you think that he might warp in a pylon to delay those links, or do you think he's not going to do that? And the little hallway
I'm not quite sure if it's worth it. I think this Zealot is going to be out in time in the wall, because he went gate first.
I'm happy to see what Jona's doing over here, already sending the drone down. He keeps the probe here, so he might still warp in the pylon just to buy a couple of extra seconds. But like you said, it's not really necessary, because the Zealot will be there in time. But at least the hatchery is going down already on the low ground, so...
Oh, he does do it.
Yeah, that's the thing with pull first opening now in PvZ, on ZDP rather, is that you will always get the second hatchery really fast. So it's not that all in anymore, and if the toss is like still ahead of the swarm mindset, it can just fall behind by being too defensive.
And we see Space Marine squeezing out a second gateway, third gateway, Kev.
Wow.
For example, this is what I would call too defensive, for example. These two gates should be annexes in my opinion.
Do you think he's worried about the gas, like super quick? I agree with you over here. Like this is always a little bit tricky, right, as a Pro Tours, because you're not exactly sure what's going on the other side of the map.
Could we check the vision of Space Marine if he knows that it's gasless?
Yeah, he
didn't see any gas.
Yeah, so seeing no gases, he should really get more ship core and try to get an excesses.
Yeah.
Right now, for me, this is too defensive, and it's gonna put him behind economically.
Can it turn aggressive?
It takes a long time to get warp gate technology, I feel, in Legacy of the Void to be aggressive on one base.
On this map, you can be aggressive, but with adepts. He has already 2 Zealot, which aren't gonna do that much if he tries to be aggressive with them.
Of course, Jona has to anticipate this as well. He sees right now how late this Nexus is, and it sounds silly, it's a 3-minute Nexus, but in this day and age of StarCraft, that's a late Nexus. So Jona has to be aware right now, it's like, alright, I might need the Spine Crawler, or maybe a very early Roach Warren, or I'm gonna have to buy time with these Zerglings.
Because I mean, I'm being a little bit critical of Space Marine, because in my Protoss hearts, I tried to have the best possible response, but he took no damage. And he got a Nexus safely, and now he has 3 gateways to do whatever he wants.
What's that drone doing? Miserly drone, maybe a little nervous?
I don't know, but just to say that Space Marine is not in that bad of a position. Yeah, I know I make it sound really dramatic, but it's pretty equal right now.
Of course, but it could have been better. That's the moral of the story. Like, he's definitely not in a horrible spot. This Adept should be able to get a drone kill, or maybe even 2 or 3 would be absolutely phenomenal. A lot of lost mining time here. The Zealots are going to show up as well, making this a little bit complicated. 3 drones already. That's awesome value for this Adept.
Oh, he's going to try 4th.
Wow. Okay, this is not good for Jona.
And he's also put a 4th gateway down in the wall. I'm not sure if that's going to amount to anything yet, but it is there.
Oh, no. I mean, in this city, it could be good if he just makes a lot of adepts. because the devs are pretty good on this map.
I love what Space Marine is doing over here. Having these two Zealots next to each other makes it very, very hard for these Zerglings to get a decent engagement.
That's like you and your brother, mate, stopping the hordes.
Well, my brother would be a little bigger. My brother would be the Ultralisk and I'm the Zergling. But this is, all jokes aside, this is not looking good for Yona at all. I love this pressure. This is not even an all-in by any means. Yeah, he's down a couple of workers, but he has a Mothership Core over here. I think Space Marine is playing pretty excellent in the last 2 minutes in this game, and this is going to be tricky, man.
Yeah, he moves back there, he puts a forceful down and kind of squeeze out these lings. Will lose a single sentry, but it's starting to do damage. I mean, these Adepts already killed 3 workers, more are going to go down, and this is a great start here for Space Marine in today's Nation War.
The Mothership Core died though, and he lost all his sentry.
Yeah, but these 3 Adepts in the main base are still going to go to town. There is a robotics facility as a follow-up.
Yeah. And he's chasing down the drones as well, as they do come to the natural once again. And here comes another teleport and another set of drones.
This is the power of Adepts on this map. You get them so quickly, and it's so hard to have enough units to deal with them effectively as a Zerg player.
8 more drones are on the way. That's going to make him even, but there's still so many additional Adepts on the way, and I'm not sure if that's enough Zerglings.
I would have gone in.
Yeah, me too, man. That looked like a favorable engagement if you're Protoss, you know, just send them in, go for gold.
Well, Warp Prism's on its way, as well as the Twilight Council, so you're imagining that you get the upgrade for the Adepts from this position,
I would say that he's going to get the upgrade for Adepts, but there's going to be a Dark Rain in there too.
Oh yeah?
Like, just you know,
just so you guys know, there it is.
Yeah.
That's really funny that everyone said that. You like she's Dark Templar. It's right in Vision of the Overlord too.
Yeah, just like to assert dominance.
Wow, that's not enough Zerglings. Without Queens here, I think you're gonna have a rough time. Like, even if you would clean this up, you will clean it up by losing every single drone. So far Yona's actually doing this pretty damn well.
Yeah, he's doing okay. That Queen's stealing okay from the top, and he will eventually kill this out. 4 drones do go down, but here's a whooping inside the main base. 10 more lings are on the way to join the 6 or so that are already out.
Roach Warren on a single spine crawler over here, once again lost mining time, and let's not forget on the other side of the map, Space Marine is mining very comfortably.
And he's gonna teleport away to the natural and keep getting drones, boys. Drones for days.
Yeah, Adepts is a snowball really hard.
30 drones, sorry Drogo, but 30 drones in a 6-minute and 30-second game, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and now the Dark Shrine's almost finished too, and he does see it, but he hasn't put any reactions. He's got the lair, so he can get an overseer.
I think he has seen it, but I don't think he actually saw it, because he's been so busy in defending with against his Warp Prism. This is not a moment where you're looking at your Overlord. You see? Oh god.
There's all these lings are on the other side of the map which aren't going to do anything here. There's no 30, can't break the second.
Not a single Spore Crawler, not a single Overseer. If Space Marine wipes in 2 or 3 Dark Templars, these Zerglings will be able to do a bit of counter damage, but he needs these links. Well, actually more than
He's
just a bit.
He's getting quite a lot of probes there.
Yeah, but he needs more than this. So I think these links are all trapped right now as well. And Dark Templars being wiped in, and this is where things will start going from bad to worse for Yona.
They get used defensively at first. He's got to pull his probes away. He does get 9 probes for this. But here's here's an offensive DT. And Roddy, it's a bit of a very scrappy game.
So many drones have died. It's been a very bad day to be a drone.
Indeed, and he's popping into the main base now.
He needs to fix his rally points. He really needs to start taking care of a couple of these units over here in the main. Cannot afford to lose more workers than he's already done. Overseas is a little bit out of position. We'll clean up DTs in 1 mineral line, but
28 additional workers. This is crazy. He's probably lost 60 workers by now. 50, 60
54.
workers. Yeah?
I think it's 54.
54, Roddy? I don't know how to look in this UI.
Control R. It's 47. We're not always on the money. 7 more drones on the way as Yona desperately tries. Oh, picking up an Immortal would be great. I'm not sure if he already uses. Oh, he's using. Wow, sick play there, man. A recall to save Immortal. Not something we see every day, but I love it. You know, one of the coolest plays I've still, ever seen is maybe a big word. But was a Homestead Cup when Incontrol played against Stott. And you remember that he was harassing with 2 Immortals with Warp Prism. He did a lot of work. Then finally the Warp Prism died, and it was like, well, okay, these Immortals are going to die. And then Incontrol brought over the Mothership Core and recalled the Immortals out. I was like, oh, Jeff, sick plays. That was amazing.
Jeff, sick play Robinson.
Yeah, man. That was, I'll never forget that one. It was a great move.
Alright, well, third base has now been established for Space Marine, who's moved into the mid-game with a pretty decent lead. At this point, we're still Warp Prism threatening about that. Such a nuisance to have to deal with.
Like, Yona doesn't have incredibly tech going for himself. He can't really do anything about this third base. He doesn't have a great economy, and
Space Marine's going to move out to kill him in a minute. He's warping in more units. Pretty sure he's going to go kill him, Kev. There's not much here.
Yeah, there's an Archon as well, you're right. 2 Immortals and an Archon, I guess, just Ling Roach.
Yeah.
Things not looking good for my Dutch brother.
No, it's not looking good. Hashtag bring Roddy on as sub. Here comes the movement forward from Space Marine. Despite having links in space, he warps in defensively. 3 or 4 adepts to deal with this. And this looks like an assault that the Dutchman isn't going to be able to hold on to. He's trying to build more Roach and Lings, but this has been a very aggressively played and a very drone-heavy kill game coming out from Space Marine as he looks to finish the job. And I don't see anything here from the Zerg army that can actually stop this.
Just a great game by Space Marine, man. He was all over the place with his adapts, didn't lose them. Even Dance is a unit. You're going to pay for that one, boy. Nah, excellent game by him. Gotta give credit where credit is due, and I think you could see there a Protoss that plays a lot of ladder and is aware of what's going on and knows how to react in certain phases in the game. And nothing more to add. Very good game by him.
That's one of the dynamic on your arena, is that you can really be in the face of your opponent with your units. So if people are wondering how could have Janna defend better this attack, like I really feel like he took his guesses too early, especially after an early pull. And if he was if in his play he added more queens, a lot more Zergling, but like spread around his mineral line, then you wouldn't lose 4 drones to the first adept. No. Then you would lose even less to the next push. And then it's really snubbly one way or the others. So I would have really liked to see Jonah just play a little bit more gasless.
Yeah, it just kind of felt but he was also chasing a little too much, right? He was running with all the links chasing one adept. It's like, whoop, they're in the natural again. Whoop, they're in the main again. You got to spread them out a little bit and always leave at least 1 queen for every mineral line. But I guess the 2 zealots early on complicated things a little bit more as well.
Beer cards and NationWars 3. You can't get better than that on a Thursday night.
Well, this looks pretty damn good too, mate.
I mean, that's a lot of biscuits, that is.
Yeah, that's a beautiful table.
Bit of Coke, a big beer, lots of biscuits and some sausages. And a cocktail. Hello, Bloody Marys and NationWars 3. Looks like Arknog's got the good idea again, hasn't he?
He always has the good ideas.
He's always drinking.
He's at the airport as well. Too. He's always at an airport. Like JD is always at an airport with a cocktail and watching StarCraft. Like I don't know what he does in life. Nobody knows, but I know I want his life. It just seems like a great. He lives the dream, guys.
He lives the dream.
It's like Bloody Marys all over America, over and over again. Every airport. He's been at every airport, man. At every airport, he's been booting up StarCraft streams. That guy has the passion.
A couple of cheeky drinks in the lounge, StarCraft streams, watching the best shows on the planet, and of course they're always on StarCraft shows.
All right, boys, who's going to be the second player for the Netherlands? Is it going to be Utermo in a TVP, or is it going to be Harstem in a PvP? I'm starting to get a little bit worried. Like I agreed with you that beforehand I do think Space Marine was a slight favorite going into that one, and I think it showed. But Space Marine is... I don't think Space Marine is going to be the favorite in the next match, but he is good enough to cause the upset, and that's where things get very scary, right? If Denmark goes up 2-0, then it's starting to spiral out of control.
I think Uthermal.
You think Uthermal?
Yeah, pretty confident Uthermal pick.
Okay.
I think he feels very confident against Space Marine, gets the ball rolling a little bit. No?
I personally feel Harstem in a PvP, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, Kev?
We're going to find out within a second. Okay, it's going to be Uthermal.
Okay. Uthermal, Mark Slappy.
Keeping it on Europe.
How do you say his last name in the most Dutch way you can?
Well, yeah, and actually his last name is not very Dutch. Like it's it's a very unique name. When I first heard that name, it reminded me of a sort of frog cartoon that was sort of popular a long time ago, and I thought that was more of like an inside joke that I wasn't aware of, and then I realized that his last name was actually Schlappy, which it's kind of funny sounding in Dutch.
How do you say it in Dutch?
I would say that's Schlappy.
Oh, okay.
Schlappy, not very different.
And everyone else kind of has normal names. Kevin de Groning.
De Koning is a great name.
De Koning.
Yeah.
What does de Koning mean? Because I know these Dutch names have meanings. The King.
Yeah.
Kevin the King.
That's why, like you had Chad the Lad for England. We got Kev the King in Holland.
Kev the King.
You don't mess with Kev the King, baby.
Kev the King. And what does Van der Kooi mean for your name?
From or off the cage, one of the two.
Oh, yeah, you said before, off the cage, from the cage. That's so sick. Elkie would be so sick, man. It's such a sick name.
When I was a young little Roddy and I had to go to elementary school, at the start of the school day, you always have to say your name, right, that you're there. And then he's like, next. And then it's like, you go around the table and then you had to say like, Kevin van der Kooi, I'm here. And I was really embarrassed with my last name when I was little Roddy. I really hated saying it, so I was always kind of mumbling like, Kevin van der Kooi. And then he's like, excuse me. I was like, Kevin van der Kooi. Like, made me feel really awkward when I was young.
That's a funny.
I was not a great public speaker, Sean.
You are now, though. You're the best. But it's time to hear from Mark Slappy himself about NationWars 3.
Oh, it would feel amazing. Actually, even though I was pretty experienced already because I attended so many tournaments, I haven't actually played in front of a big crowd that often. Only like, 3, 4, 5 times, and I haven't played in a really big crowd. Like it would be a NationWars, so that would be like a first time thing, and they're really cool for me. And I'm really looking forward to making it deep. So we can go there. I don't know if the crowd will like this, but I would actually really like to beat France. Because in the Heart of the Storm, since Loba and Marinlord were doing so well for WCS, everyone was like, France is the best nation after Korea, etc. But at a certain time I felt like the Netherlands was actually the best nation after Korea, because in like the summer of 2015 I was doing really well. Red climbed up really well as well to like top 16 WCS, Hearthstone was doing well, and I actually thought we were the best nation back then after Korea. So it was kind of annoying me that everyone was like hyping up France like that and no one was paying attention to the Netherlands. So I would actually, like to beat France to prove a point.
Yeah, that Dutch cat coming in the last second. He thinks that, the Netherlands could be the second best nation in StarCraft 2. Well, that's what we're here to find out in NationWars,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They're all playing, all the best nations in StarCraft around the world. It's now time for that to happen. Turn around, the comeback.
Yeah, very big game. It's going to be played on Central Protocol, which is that very unique map, that map where it's so hard for pretty much every race to go up to 3 bases. But I think it's safe to say this is a great Terran map. Just look at the amount of space there is behind the natural, behind the main. Medivacs can just idle there for days, and that's never nice as a Protoss player. It almost forces you to either keep units there on angles where normally you don't want to defend against the drop, or you need a Stargate. So, if this is going to be a long, drawn-out game, that should be a good scenario for my Dutch brother.
All right, who's spawning down here? Space Marine for Denmark.
Ironically enough, playing Protoss.
Up here, Kev.
Yeah, Drogo.
Okay.
Top left of the map. This is the blue Terran New Thermal, which is not gonna go for gas first.
Hup, Holland, hup.
Hup, Holland, hup.
Is that
Laat
it, right?
de leeuw niet in zijn hempie staan. Or you can also say wij houden van oranje. It means
Wij hinden gewoon Arana.
wij houden
Wij houden
van oranje.
Wait, say it again.
Van oranje.
Van Oranje.
Yeah, oranje. The
Oranje.
color, like orange. It's just
Van
like
Oranje.
we love orange.
Van Oranje. Doing it for
The
Kev.
Dutchies love you right now, Sean.
Try my best, bros. I like the Netherlands as much as the next person.
All right, SCV is heading into the right direction. That's good news for Utermo. He will know exactly where Space Marine spawns. Space Marine will find out the same thing though. As the probe and SCV pass each other like two passing ships in the night.
All right, tasteless.
If Utermo is paying attention, you could deny this Nexus, so if it doesn't do it.
Yeah, small things like that I think are very frustrating as a Protoss. When you're already saving up the minerals, you want to drop that Nexus, and then there's an SUV there that's going to start an eBay.
Especially, it's not really a thing in Legacy of the Void. Like, it doesn't really happen anymore because nobody really scouts in time. But in this situation, it could have been a viable option.
I am totally with you. We're on the same page here.
But these positions are really close. And Utermal is gonna do the classic thing he always does on ladder. It's a reactor, and I could bet $20 that it's gonna be 2 Reapers.
$20.
I mean, he doesn't have a single Reaper yet, right? So
Well, it's gonna reactor, 2 Reapers.
we'll see if he's able to do some work.
Wow, Drogo.
I didn't take that bet. I believe in Drogo. Drogo never bets unless it's a sure thing.
Drogo's casting stream delay.
And usually Utermal likes to drop a third command center on macro map, but this map, it's not a map where the Protoss player is gonna go greedy. It's a map where you're all in. So Utermal, knowing that, he's gonna drop a second tracks, and most likely a third we follow.
Drogo, I need you to answer this question very honestly.
Yeah.
Who wins more games on ladder, you or Utermal?
When it's macro, he wins. When it's all in, I win.
Okay.
This was the most honest thing I could have ever said.
Thank you for the answer, Drogo. SCV is still hiding inside that main base. Will he get spotted or not? Could be good information, but here come the double Reapers. How many kills, boys?
It's going to be tricky, man. He has to be very careful. This is not a map where you can hop in and out everywhere, and that pylon is a pretty good spot. So if you want to go in, there's a Stalker here as well. These Reapers are already in a little bit of a rough position. Photon is going to go down, but good job by you, Thermal, staying out of range.
Could he not have killed one of the Reapers if he focused with the mothership core correctly?
I don't know.
Maybe one hit away. Okay, this is nice because you stop the regeneration, so well done there by Space Marine. Oh, you thermal! You thermal!
Kev.
No.
Kev.
No, everything is falling apart, Sean.
Kev.
Sean, I'm out of here. I'm dropping the mic. Walking off, going to the pub. I've had enough.
Can anyone watch this in the pub with me? I want to go drink.
I want to have a Bloody Mary with JD.
No, Kev. All right, be careful, mate. Be careful.
Robotics facility about to finish up for Space Marine. He's up 8 workers. Didn't lose a single worker. Like I said, yeah, I don't think this is the greatest Reaper map out there.
Oh, I actually think it's a fine Reaper map.
All right, all right, all right, TLO.
All right, Drogo.
But it's kind of odd. He made 2 Stalker, but now he's gonna go for a Warp Prism. Because, like, the nice thing when you make Adepts to deal with the Reapers is that then you load them up in the Warp Prism. And you can do a lot of damage, but Stalker, they don't really work that well.
Oh, so scan comes in from Uthermal. He gets in with his Reaper as well, sees the second and third gateway. Gas has now been taken on natural, and in he goes.
Is he going to see the Warp Prism? Yes, he is.
And pushes the Stalker back as well, so gets a little bit longer to live.
Yeah. Try to work on a couple of these pros, but should not be able to get anything done here. Still annoying as a Protoss when you have to chase it this long.
And I love what both players are doing. Space Marine going for an Immortal. On this map, Immortal All-ins, it's really good. Except versus stats.
Well, and
Liberator. Double Liberator production, super fast. He's gonna be able to hold off any kind of Immortal pressure super easily.
I also think that he's gonna use it to harass. Todd has been talking about this, that Uthermal will also make very quick Liberators and just send it to your middle line. And if you don't have a Stargate yet, then they're in a good position, especially if they get the upgrade.
Especially on this map, there is a lot of spots where it's super hard to kill the Liberators unless you have a pylon placed.
I would... He picked them up, right? Oh, yes, be very careful. Oh, Space Marine! Oh my god! Wow, that's a massive pickup.
Well, hey,
wasn't me, guys. I don't know. Someone pressed the wallet button.
Well, here come the Liberators. Hopefully, you can continue this.
How many Stalkers are we currently looking at?
It is
2 Stalkers. Okay, well,
2.
These Stalkers have to be in position, otherwise you're going to lose a lot of mining time. 3 more Stalkers being warped in. That's good news for Space Marine.
But losing that Warp Prism is actually a huge deal. Like, Space Marine is gonna play a very sad game now.
Wait, you can't really be aggressive, right? That was his only tool to be aggressive.
You have to... I was gonna say bite the pillow, but...
Bite the pillow. Scream into the pillow.
He's not reacting yet. Well, he will react.
Like,
2 probes?
how do you kill these dudes without losing a ton of Stalkers?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is so rough.
Like, if he had a pylon in position, he could overcharge it and be fine, but this is really punishing.
Yeah, you make a very valid point there. 1 pylon and photon overcharge and you push these Liberators away, but now what are you going to do? By the time that these Stalkers are in range, you're going to lose a lot of Stalkers here. I think you might actually end up losing all of them before he kills all the Liberators. Well, maybe he'll save 2. 2 Stalkers survived to tell the tale, but...
Everything died.
Wow, there's few noises. Here comes another one as well.
No, but there's a pylon now.
But
is there.
Is there.
Imagine if he had the upgrade, boys.
And here we go, back into the mirror line. No mining.
He's gonna lose 2 Stalkers again, I think. Unless he gets all of them, he waits for Blink. At least 1 Stalker will fall, but I think 2. Sentry? Oh! From downtown. Oh! 4th Stalker as well.
Stalker too. Kev.
What?
Doing okay today, aren't you? So starting to turn this around.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent trade. Of course, Liberators are not for free.
Yeah.
So it's not like these are, you know, flawless trades, but these are trades that you can live with, especially the amount of mining time that Space Marine lost after dealing with those first 2 Liberators. Command Center number 3 is on the way, and we spoke about this. This is a very, very tricky map for Protoss to go up to 3 bases.
That's funny thing. Does Uthermal have any medivacs, or has it been pumping Liberators and stuff?
I think I'm pretty sure it's no medivacs at all. Just Liberators.
On this map, by the way, if he gets that upgrade, you're completely shreked without a Stargate.
Yeah, well, technically, like the cost of the upgrades, you can then allow yourself to make a Phoenix. But I agree with you that it's really annoying if he is like on 3 bases plus he has the upgrade. It's like sick harass, really, really sick.
No, it's like there's actually nothing you can do unless you get a Stargate.
Yeah. You actually need to have 1. And the Observer died.
That is something that I am very, very familiar with.
Observer's dying.
Yep, just send your Observer in, and by the time that you look at it, it's gone. It's gone.
This is quite a powerful army that Uthermal's been able to build up through all this Liberator harassment now. A chunky Marine force.
He's up 18 supply, and once again, this is not a map where you have a very... Oh god.
Make a pylon, mate.
Make a pylon, mate.
Good blink. Will only end up losing a single stalker this time, but end up losing 4 workers as well. He's expanding towards the Protoss, very ballsy. He's going to have to set up these Liberators as quick as possible. This is one thing that I'm a little bit worried about, because Disruptors are crazy units. They can get a couple of great hits off. He's actually going to be aggressive. Oh, I guess that's one way to deal with this. First Disruptor shot will not connect to anything.
More Liberators on the way as well. The back rocks have been destroyed, so he can take this third around the back. But he's going to, I would imagine, bunny hop forward with these Liberators to put the pressure onto this second base. And we're going to have to see Space Marine defend it.
Yep, he's going to be forced to take a fight, and that's not a fight you want to take with so many Stalkers. 2 Gateways are going to be unpowered immediately as well. Great pressure here by Uturbo. The next is taking so much damage. Is actually just going to fall, and he will avoid the Disruptor shots as well. Mark Schloppy bringing it back for Hollande.
Hollande.
Less space bus.
Less space bus. All these Dutch phrases I've never heard before.
No, that's French.
Coming out now.
Well, I don't think it's actually French, but I tried.
And here we go. And he's actually, his Marines are pretty low because there's not that many energy. Well, there's not enough energy, but it doesn't matter. GG's called, and Holland's get a win. 1-1.
Very good game there by Uturbo. I was a little bit worried about it because I do hold Space Marine quite highly as a very solid Protoss player, but I think this from start to finish, other than losing that one Reaper against that Stalker early on, was a very good game by Uturbo.
Just good good play from him. Domination, really. Which leads us to the next question. Is it Bunny?
It depends how comfortable Leader Cannon is, right, in TVT. Maybe Leader Cannon says, like, I actually love TVT, send me in, coach.
Like, maybe Lilkanin is like, I have a proxy Cyclone build that can take out any Terrans or something like this. Because Lilkanin always did his own things, and sometimes it's really good player doing that. And like just playing his mech style of macro. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Yotemal hates playing against mech. It's like another thing. He always kind of not really insults, but every time he talks Marine, he's like, you just do results because you're total with mech. You're not actually a good player. You just make tanks.
I mean, the other Dutchies, they call Uturbo often like Maru Turbo, right? Because his playstyle is a little bit like Maru. And Maru was also another star against mech. You know? He always struggled whenever innovation went for mech. So maybe, we'll see. I'm quite curious about it. So far, pretty even match. I think the results were kind of going as expected. But of course, when Denmark sends out Bunny, you know, that's the big question.
That's when it starts to get a bit dicey. Look at our friends. Oh, you left it turned on.
The mouse.
Got it. Elkie told you to turn the mouse off.
All right, within 15 seconds we'll know. We know it's going to be a TVT, which may very well be the first TVT or maybe the second one or something we had.
Well, we saw Nate play TVT in qualifiers.
Yeah, okay, qualifiers.
But not in the main tournament itself, I don't think so. All right, who's it going to be?
Bunny.
It is Bunny. The big player's coming out.
It's going to be a great match for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be Terran versus Terran, Uthermal versus Bunny. We're going to go to a very quick 2-minute break. And when we come back, it's time for TVT, baby. Best part, Todd, is that the guy who's not on camera right now is getting makeup. It doesn't make any sense, Kev. Kevin from the cage. Welcome back, everybody, to NationWars 3. It's time to decide who's going forward in this one, who's going to take a lead between the Netherlands and Denmark. Joining me is Ledud. And before we talk about the match at hand, we have video for Bunny, who makes his debut in NationWars 3.
Well, the unique thing about NationWars is that you have all the countries competing, and it's the only tournament that really does that, where you have the team from every country. So it's pretty cool to get to play with some people from your own country, because everyone in Denmark kinda knows each other, so it's pretty cool. Well, it would be pretty awesome. Last time I was in France for WCS Season 1, the crowd was really great, and I got a really good impression of the French fans. Seems like they're very passionate and they cheer a lot, so it would be very cool. Well, I hope I make it to the offline event with my boys from Denmark, so we can get to see you.
Long way to go yet, still in group stages here at NationWars 3. Are you a believer of Denmark to go to top 4?
Not really, no.
Honest, Todd is honest.
Yeah, I think Netherlands and Canada here are the big favorites in this group to make it to the winners match, and then whoever loses there will be a favorite to make it as second place. So then again, you know, we've had quite a few surprises, and it's not like my predictions mean anything bad for the team. So on the contrary.
What was your prediction for this one, Netherlands and Denmark?
I think I said 4-1 for Netherlands.
Oh yeah, okay.
What do you say?
I think I also said 4-1. No, 4-2, perhaps. No, 4-1. Yeah, I said 4-1. All right. It's time to get into the next match. Oh, here are the predictions.
Yeah,
No, I said 4-3. I'm just a liar.
Man.
I was nowhere
I don't know if
near.
it's short-term memory loss or if you're just a compulsive liar, but this is bad.
Both. Oh, yeah, 4-3. Okay,
Yogo
Roddy's got
4-0.
4-1.
Nobody
Yogo
went for Denmark, actually. Nobody has faith in Bunny.
No one believes Bunny can do it. Well, we're about to find out because the game is loaded. Bunny versus Uthermal in our third match, or third map, should I say, between these two nations. And up here to the north, playing for the Netherlands, Hup Holland Hup is Uthermal. I'm learning some Dutch today. And down here is, of course, the one, the only Liquid Bunny, playing for Team Denmark.
Was looked at as one of the absolute best foreigners not too long ago. As of late, it's not been proven true, sadly for him, but definitely still got the, you know, I guess some good leftover from back when he used to be playing a lot more than now. He's got absolutely incredible mechanics, game knowledge and understanding. And if he can use some of that today, he might be giving his country a chance here to advance on to the next round. But it's going to take some seriously amazing play out of him. Because Netherlands, they're really good, man.
Stuff Dutch people like. I just googled what stuff from people from
I
the
mean, we know
Netherlands like.
Roddy.
I just asked Roddy.
Yeah, like what does Roddy like?
Roddy likes a lot of things.
A few
and,
cheeky beers.
Yeah, a few cheeky ones
Fries
with the boys.
with mayonnaise.
Fries with mayonnaise. 3 racks from Bunny. Hello, Reapers.
Yeah, a bit of a Mindlord-esque build here that we saw against Zerg quite a bit earlier, but this time in TVT.
I mean, I'm no Legacy of the Void Terran versus Terran expert, but let me just say a thing or two. I've played this type of game before in Heart of the Swarm, Todd, and it heavily swings in favor of Bunny, man. You're about to watch the extreme Shrekkening. You know what? This is like me playing Funker right now. I'm Bunny. All right, so
guy Soronso actually shouted from one room away to say something.
He's observing right now. Love you, Funker. But this, I think, is going to be very difficult. He loves
In the
it.
face of
I know
Russell
he's
there.
mad. I don't really want to observe anymore.
This could be very dangerous, I think.
Yeah, it scales really badly, and now Bunny knows there's a Reaper inside his base. Uthermal's like 1, 2,
Red alert! Go home!
Red
Danger!
alert. One Marine already down. He's going to slow the factory, which is
that's really
ultimately
smart.
the defense if he can squeeze out some Hellions or something, but it keeps surviving.
These mines are gonna be the key here.
This is going to be hard. Oh!
Oh!
He survives! But the
Gets
Reaper, it's coming back, remember.
Yeah, actually, but too late maybe.
Oh,
Regenerating
these
the
are
weak points.
regenning.
There's the Marine as well!
Oh, the regenning!
He's doing more damage.
He throws a bomb.
Oh, touching the mines is so important.
Oh, this Reaper.
And Uthermal did that very well, but now there's gonna be 2 Reapers.
Oh, it's a back and forth one, this one. But he's lost a lot of his momentum.
Hellion is on the way now. I think Uthermal has
yeah,
defended.
with this, you can't lose momentum like that. And well, this could have been horrible, but it's not looking that bad at all.
Uthermal holds, much like you against Funka.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I just don't even react.
Funker's face is so funny. Yeah, that
So
was
starport
that was
now
good.
from Uthermal. If he goes straight into a Banshee, surely this is... Or even Medivac here with some kind of cheeky drop against just Reapers, this is going to be great.
There's still 5 Reapers out or something here for Bunny, so he still could do some damage. They have a very high potential to do a lot, actually. Cyclone on the way now for Bunny as well. He's trying his very best to get this command center up and running.
I think he knows that there's going to be some kind of Medivac play here in a second, so he wants to get enough bio on the ground to shut down the attacks and the lock on to the Medivac with the Cyclone to make sure he can kill that as well.
I'm not sure if he saw that or not, but there's a Medivac boosted his way. He goes into the main base. And is going to get taken down eventually. He sees how far behind he is when you see the saturation down on that base already.
And third CC for Bunny in his main.
Yeah. Got to play that catch-up game.
I think it's smart. Like building up his economy this much, then could put him right back in the game. Remember, like he opened with 3 racks, and as much as the initial Reapers didn't do that much.
Yeah.
He's gonna have some good kickstart to his production here thanks to this, but the drop happens in the natural here. Bunny was not ready.
Yeah, Uthermal's going to kick him while he's down here with this drop.
Where's the Widowmine? Nice on the left-hand side.
And Cyclone coming in to defend this and try to get a lock on, but at the same time we get 4 Reapers inside the main base of Uthermal. Bunny making use of these finally. He gets a couple of worker kills, trying to get as much as he can.
Oh, the Widowmine! Oh my god, that's exactly what he wanted there.
Fantastic bait here, and he takes down the Cyclone as well.
Gonna be able to get out of there too.
Oh, that's really good. I can't believe he baited him into the Widowmine. 4 Marines still left inside the main mineral line.
It's
now.
a trap! And
It is a trap, and 6-7 SCVs are going to go down. This is great news.
Yeah, these guys are trading blow for blow, but Uthermal is starting to pull quite a bit ahead here in terms of supply.
Yeah, 4.
He's gonna get more.
He gets a 6 and a 7. And Uthermal, excellent job. He's taken a roughly 20 supply lead in this game now.
Uthermal's a beast, man.
And he's got another drop ready to go. He's got a tank in there this time with a
That's
couple
not
of Marines.
sieged. No.
No, it's not, but it's going to be a pain to deal with. If he joins back up on the other sides.
Uthermal is setting up a very nice rhythm here to start on dropping all across the place, keep on doing economic damage while he builds up his own economy. He's got a 10 worker leads. He's got more army.
Uthermal's game plan is just to keep harassing, then finish him off eventually, because with 5 barracks here, that's so much production. And he knows that he's got Bunny on the ropes. He knows that he's hurt Bunny already.
For Bunny to come back in this, it's going to take some serious shutdown here to happen very soon.
Shut down in a lot of time to actually get use of this eventual 3 command center. But here comes the 2 drops. He's going to land on top of the tank here. The unsiege is happening for Bunny. The repairs are trying to come in to keep this tank alive. He cannot do it. And again, Uthermal picks up another small victory and will boost out of the main base.
Bunny's surviving for now, but is it enough? He's catching up very nicely actually in the worker counts, to be honest. 41 to 43. There was like a 10 difference not too long ago.
3 command centers, but the big problem is his army supply. That's the thing he can't catch up with because he simply doesn't have the same production. So it's going to keep scaling in favor of Uthermal, and every little win he gets is going to keep benefiting.
I think Uthermal might be gearing up for a big push here.
Oh yeah.
In a moment, because he's emphasizing a lot on the production here.
Another tank.
He's not taking any more. He's just making a lot of units, basically.
I remember that Stim is done for these Marines as well. Wherever the other Medivac is, here it is on the front door, going to take down a supply depot.
Yeah. No, Bunny doesn't have Stim yet, actually. Otherwise, he could have had that Medivac.
Nope, but it's only Uthermal with Stim. And more units coming down here. Pressure's on for Bunny.
What a lockdown. I don't know about this one.
Modes. And can Uthermal find the victory soon? Of course, he's not always meant to be on 2 base. He can easily throw down a 3rd command center, but with 5 barracks, he has a high production. Bunny's caught up with the economy now, and if not, starting to get in the lead technically because his 3rd is done, but still, almost double the army supply for Uthermal. Can he find a way to capitalize on this? Here comes another squad of units. Stim is almost done, so Bunny's slowly getting back into this with all the upgrades he needs.
Bunny needs Medivacs ASAP to start moving his tanks around, wait until the tank of Uthermal shot, then drop his own in range.
Yeah.
Make sure he takes out his opponent's tanks.
Another tank bites the dust here. Stim versus Stim finally, but no Medivacs, as you say.
There's
and
too
he's
much.
got the tech lab on this factory down now as well.
That siege is so sick. Literally just right outside his base, using his the overlay of his build here.
Some great shots onto the Marines in the middle there. He's trying to take down the tank. He takes down another tank. And Uthermal keeps the pressure up. He stims in with another squad of units. And it looks like Uthermal is potentially, at this very point, going to put Uthermal. He does it.
What a beast.
He puts Netherlands 2-1 up.
That was sick. Not even dropping down the 3rd command center here. Just massing on 2 bases and finishing it off.
And Roddy fist pumps.
Do it on camera next time, mate.
Roddy, you got to do it on camera, man.
He just jumps.
You can't tease.
I didn't know Roddy was this athletic until Netherlands won him.
I know. I've only seen him do that after like 5 Red Bulls. Super happy Roddy's fist pumping around the studio here. His country now 2-1 up against Denmark with their best player down and out, which means that all the hopes now turn to our dear Terran friend, Little Cannon.
It's time for a 1-hour game in Legacy of the Void. Are you ready?
Are you proud of Uthermal, Kev? Solid game. Very proud. Solid game.
Not quite happy enough yet, as if they'd won the whole match, but Roddy gave his seal of approval here on this map and game.
All right, well, It's not over yet. Could see some surprises still with, of course, a revival on the cards always for Denmark once they have their 3 players eliminated. But next up, we're going to have another Terran versus Terran game. And it's time to see if Euthermal can go on a cruise. The Dutch cruise ship.
How do you say Lil Cannon, like, properly?
I don't know. I'd say
Isn't there quite a few different ways?
Well,
Lil Cannon?
Lily Cannon, Lil Cannon. Hello, SC Boy 1982, casting Nation War 3 in China now. I am something, procaster, not comedian. I can send pic now. Okay, thank you.
A very explicit tweet.
Yeah, thank you very much for sending your tweets. Hashtag NW3. Oh, hello. Entropia666, watching Nation Wars 3 at the doctor's waiting room. No need to say, I love my girlfriend. Aww.
Isn't it pretty late right now?
Hashtag NW3. There are 55,000 people in China watching right now.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Hello, guys.
Hello, China.
Welcome
Ni hao.
to the stream.
I know Chinese.
Go ahead.
Ni hao.
Ni hao, not mi hao.
I always thought it was Mi Hao because it's the same as Carmack's first name.
You're so bad at languages.
I'm not that bad. My French is getting really sick the more time I spend here, man. I'm able to converse with people now.
Say something.
Bonjour, mon ami, or mademoiselle, depending on who you're talking to. And then you can say monsieur or mon, like sir.
Yeah, continue.
Then you can go je m'appelle Paulo. And he goes, ça va? And then I say, très bien, and toi? And then he goes, somewhere habite, and I say, je habite l'anglais. Yeah?
That's horrible. That last part. You started off well, but then you got off track.
How do you say England?
En Angleterre.
That's what I said.
No, you say l'anglais.
Yeah,
En Angleterre. Yeah, that's a big difference.
J'habite Angleterre.
En Angleterre.
En Angleterre.
But that's not even true. You live in Germany. You're lying again. Stop this.
I don't know how to say Germany in...
En Allemagne.
Huh?
En Allemagne.
En Allemagne.
En Allemagne.
What? It sounds like
okay, it's Lil Cannon, the next player.
Yeah, we knew that though. Almanian. Say it again.
No, it's just en Allemagne.
Almanian. I can't do it. Alemania. Alemania.
Somebody rescue me.
Alemania?
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Got it. All right, so Euthermal. Now, I'm so very bad. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best with these languages, but there's so many different languages around me, I get stuck. Now, let's turn our attention to the next player from Denmark. It is Lille Cannon. Let's hear some words from him.
Nation War, a special tournament for me. The thing that makes it special is that you fight for your country. There's so much nationalism over it, so that's the reason why it's special. Because what would it mean? It would mean the world to me. It will be like one of the biggest things I've achieved in my career. The one I fear the most? I don't really fear them at all. I think Netherlands is an okay country, but there's better countries than them. So they only have Euthermal and Harstem, which are okay, but I still feel like we're gonna beat them. Yeah. Well, I have no fear. Cheer for me.
Welcome back, everybody. Quick few words there from our next Danish player.
I can't tell if there was a thunderstorm going or if he was kicking his desk.
I think he was just breathing into his microphone a little bit too heavily. I think so.
Maybe a bit nervous. I think a lot of these players actually, like, you almost never get to like properly be able to say, I'm representing my nation. So now that you do, I think quite a few of these players, especially those first timers here, they're going to get nervous in some of these games. I mean, double RoboBay, like, the only way you're going to make this mistake is if you're pretty nervous or something's wrong, you're not playing your best. That's a pretty big... They were even right next to each other. And that's me saying that. The expert of the double Twilight. Not meant for simultaneous upgrades as well.
I don't know where our Danish player is right now, man. He's not around. He's not in the lobby, man. I don't know. Funker's lost him. How did you lose him, Funker?
We thought you see everything.
How did you lose track
like
of
that guy in Thor.
Danish player. Lille Cannon, where are you?
He's calling.
I don't think he's in the studio, Funker. Hope you guys have been enjoying Nation Wars 3 so far. Do remember to send in your pictures. We've had a couple tonight, but I know you're capable of much, much more.
Naruto in the chat said, "Where is Lil Cannon? Maybe 3-hour ladder game." He's in a game right now, finishing off.
Well, he is known for these long games. Do you expect him to play long games here as well?
In Legacy of the Void, it might be really hard.
Yeah.
You can't turtle nearly as much. I think you get like smashed. The opponent will take the entire map and then eventually like demolish you. And it's TVT
he's
as
here,
well.
Don't
like
worry, he's here. He's now entered the lobby. See how much he's played in Legacy on this account. Funker found him. He's played 200 games so far. He's Master League at the moment. Right.
907 points.
It's not super high, right? Yeah, 300 off top in this division.
Imre has more points. I think Funk has 800 points now.
You got 800 points? 950? 850? You've been playing a lot,
Yeah,
man.
it's very close.
Yeah, you got a lot more than me, I think. I haven't played that much recently in this last few days, and I've only got 400, bro.
Wow.
I'm sad.
Come on, man.
I haven't played within this week because it can't play here in France.
Yeah, you can.
3 days ago,
I've been
but
playing.
that was an observed day. Yeah, but you got a setup here. Me and Roddy.
Yeah, I brought my laptop. So did you?
It doesn't play StarCraft very well.
Yeah.
No.
You need to practice too for your next show match against Funka.
My last ladder game was 5 days ago and a loss, then a win, then a loss. That's where my ladder points went. Top.
Yeah, that's when you were losing at every game.
That was it here. Yeah, it was here because I was playing, but it was laggy all the time. Remember? Yeah.
So a TVT of the ages here between these two.
Another Terran versus Terran.
Utama looked really good against Bunny.
I think Funka told me he doesn't like Terran versus Terran, didn't you? I think he said that before. You don't like Terran versus Terran? Oh, you do? What was it? Terran versus Zerg. I think Terran versus Terran.
Funka should be casting these actually. Stop observing.
Stop observing, man. Do you want me to observe for you?
Do you want me to observe and you cast?
Do you want to observe? You want to observe? I mean, do you want to cast? You want to Terran versus Terran? You're pretty bad at observing, so you want to jump over?
I observe.
Should I?
You know what? It's NationWars. We do whatever we want. I'm gonna go
Are you
observe.
good at observing?
No, but he's good at casting, so he's gonna be a better chance.
Okay, yeah. Come talk to me about Terran versus Terran. Don't act all professional going underneath that camera. Sit your butt down here. Put that headset on.
Yo.
Hello, mate. Welcome to the casting desk.
What's up?
How's the Terran versus Terran for you then?
I like the matchup. I like the way it is right now. I've always liked Marine versus Tank. Marine Tank compositions. And basically, Legacy of the Void TVT is this, but with like a huge dose of steroids, because you can move around your tanks way faster than before. Okay, Todd. Good
Don't
luck.
mess up, Todd. It's all left-handed and everything over there. It's all messy and horrible. All right, then. So up here to the top, playing for the Netherlands.
Yep.
You've got to do the score as well, Todd. Don't forget about that. Is of course you Thermal.
Le Uthermal.
And currently up 2-1.
Bottom left. For Denmark, it is Lil Cannon.
So how come mech is not possible at all? Tell me and all these noob viewers just like me, why isn't mech even possible?
First of all, I think we need to talk about the maps that are not really mech favorable in general. Maybe to the exception of Dust Tower in some way.
Yeah.
But just in general, Marine Tank, you need to switch the scores now that you did Control X. Todd,
don't.
The scores
Denmark are not winning.
Yes, that's it. That's it. And now the French stream in the bottom will think that I'm really bad at my Todd. It's okay. I love Todd.
So just the maps.
So the maps play a pretty big role, and yeah, just Marine Tank has always been something that you could use, and even at the end of Outer Swarm, even though that mech was the usual strat to go for, you could still play Marine Tank, but you need to be like you needed to outplay your opponents strategically. But now you can just move around your tanks so easy that you have the Marines for the DPS and the drops and everything, but you can still like be. Your composition is just, in general, it's way faster than before.
Okay.
Like, it used to be a little bit slow because you needed to build some tanks. You couldn't play just full bio. It was just a dream in general, just thinking that you could play full bio.
Okay.
So now, you've got the tanks to accelerate everything, and you can play Marine Tank so fast that, in general, I think it's a better strategy.
Okay, well, We have double gas coming out now from Euthermal.
Yep.
What is the most popular double gas way to play?
Depends quite a lot. You can still go for Banshees, but Cyclones, they just destroy Banshee play quite a lot. So I would argue that if he goes for a double gas, maybe he goes defensively with like maybe a Starport to get a fast Raven that you can use to harass in the late game. But for now, he's going for the Reaper Alien push, which is kind of weird because he started with the Marine. Like usually you skip that Marine. But he's using that Marine and that SCV to scout everywhere. And he's gonna find his opponent now. That's a pretty good scout, but I'm wondering about that Marine. I didn't pay attention to the early beginning of the build, so
yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. But now there is no tech labs, not anything, so maybe he goes for medevac and try to drop like Marines, Reaper, and Aliens.
Love that.
Okay, Viking. It's gonna be Viking first.
Don't love that. It's okay then. Alright, so quick poke up.
And you need to respect that as a defensive player.
Loses a Marine.
Poor Marine, like, goes out of the barracks and then gets bumped.
Yeah, and that's been pushed back for now. And it is Banshee Cloak, with Cloak that is, here for looking. Ooh! An Engineering Bay putting down onto the natural. A scan coming down from Euthermal, so a scan goes into the main base and sees exactly what he's up against.
I'm not sure about the build that Euthermal is going for, like, going 4 Reapers after a Marine. So, first of all, his stim is gonna be so late, because you need to rush that out in general, because everything went way faster in Legacy of the Void, but not the upgrades. The upgrades didn't get a quick buff of the time it takes to research them. So I'm not really sure I'm liking this build. Like, he only has a Viking and he's now building a turret, so he should be okay against the Banshee of his opponents. But offensively, what will you do with like 3 Reapers? Like, what is this supposed to be?
I guess we'll find out in a second, because if he doesn't start to do something, this Banshee will. There's a turret about to finish up, though, inside the main base, and there is that Viking still around.
Does he have one next to his production? That's like, if Lil Cannon sees it instantly that there is no turret next to this, he can take out all these add-ons for free. But we've got a quadruple Hellion drop in the main, and it's gonna one-shot SCV. Oh, that Widowmine! So sick positioning, but it's not gonna be enough. I think he can get some more SCVs, and the Reapers go in the main. What?
They're in here, but are they really going to help out? The mines go down, and they do quite a bit of damage overall to these Marines. And so far, a bit of a dance around the backside for Euthermal, but he is going to get pushed back. Even an auto turret comes in. And only, well, 5 SCVs is okay, but not ideal. Would have liked a lot more than that.
Yeah, I'm guessing if he gets one more decent shot of the 3 aliens that remains after the mine hit, he could have gone maybe 8 or 9 SCVs, but still 5. Without losing every single Hellion, and the Reapers still is pretty good number. And he's now up 5 workers, so that's the difference that we have now in this game.
You're not worried about how late his command center is, though, compared to Lily Cannon's here?
It is kind of late. It is kind of late, so that pushes him into another part of his build, which is he's gonna have to deal more damage now.
Yeah.
Like that push with tanks, Vikings, and Raven has to do tremendous damage. And Lil Cannon, that's pretty smart. He goes for Vikings because he knows he doesn't have the advantage on the Viking war right now. 2 Vikings against 0 at the moment, so building 2 more would be really interesting against the tank push that is eventually gonna come from Euthermal. I don't see him like just sitting on his ass the other side of the map.
All right, well, still command center only 3/4 through.
Yeah.
2x2 Hellions coming out. Second factory. Loving it, loving it, loving it. You know.
All right.
Thought we weren't gonna see mech anymore, but it looks like we are gonna see a game of mech coming out from Lil Cannon.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Lil Cannon was the kind of guy that would go mech against Protoss.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he likes mech, because if you didn't, add the memo, mech sucks in TVP. So it's interesting to see it. Like I don't think we've seen that many games in TVT, in professional TVT, that we see mech from. So I'm pretty interested about that. He's gonna go for Blue Flame upgrade really fast. He's got a decent number of aliens, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Orbital is gonna get changed on the location of the second base. Pretty smart by Euthermal. And he's only down 2 SCVs. So if his next push do some damage, it's pretty good.
Now he sees he is playing against mech for sure. Coming down to this natural, sees all gas being taken defensive tank setup. And how does he approach this from here then? So, I mean, he's only just now started Stim and Combat Shields with his double tech lab on the barracks. Marauder production begins nice and early from both sides. Where do you go? Do you take a third base? What would you do if you're a Euthermal?
As a bio player, you always want a base up from your opponent that's playing mech. So I'm guessing you go for a third CC on location after you took out the rocks.
Yeah.
And if your opponent is playing Blue Thumb Alien, you need proper defense against drops, because that's what he's gonna try to do while building a massive army. Massive mech army is gonna try to drop probably, like get a little. Yeah, see, we see a medivac in the prediction tab, so probably some alien drop. So you need to be safe on that end, and yeah, a really quick third CC. So I'm liking what.
Lil Cannon's not exactly playing greedy himself though. He's gone to full factory production pretty early on. Armory coming down now. He's started to ramp up his own unit production. Is this designed potentially for a bit of a strike soon when he's at a comfortable supply?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
It looks like it. It looks like it. But here comes the Reaper, and this is huge if he gets a good scout off.
That Reaper, man.
Nope. Tank. Boom.
Booyah.
Takes him out.
Okay,
scan though. Follow up though from Euthermal. Sees the factory production.
There should be some alarm bells ringing right now. Like, what is this? Like, the guy is playing mech. First of all, that's pretty weird. And then he goes into 4 factories before planting out a third CC. That's just a weird build out of Lil Cannon. I'm not that surprised though. Like, he's the kind of guy that will use some weird old builds. In general, in any matchup.
He's got a better army supply now too, and you think about positioning with this fight too, where he can siege up underneath the second base and continue to push up that ramp here. Could swing around from the right. Well, I mean, there's lots of places for him to go, and here we do see the first little march out from Lil Cannon. Can he equalize this NationWars against the Netherlands?
Ooh, especially if he gets that Raven, it's gonna be really important in the next fight to have the Raven in position, and he needs those tanks siege up like ASAP.
Scan from Euthermal sees this pretty scary mechanical army marching towards his base.
That's a cool timing push from Lil Cannon.
Yeah.
Like, it's designed to do this. I don't think you can play mech in a straight up game, but a timing push like this, you put every single Viking on the ground, and what is Lil Cannon, what is Euthermal going to be able to do?
Here come the Marine Marauders at the back. Tanks now sieging up for Lil Cannon. Does he have enough burst power from all these tanks to take down the Bio army?
Oh, it's so close. 3 tanks against 3. Nice micro on the medivac, but he's getting pushed out.
He holds. Euthermal holds against his 2-base mech push. And that is almost a win in the bag with the 3rd command center down already.
Yeah.
And oh dear, Lil Cannon's push did not work. Euthermal, wonderful position, looking at a 3-1 now. All he's got to do is seal the deal and finish this one off, but no 3rd command center from Lil Cannon. He's got to rebuild up, which takes a long time as mech. There's counter-attack potentials with drops and whatever from Euthermal now.
The way I see it, I'm pretty sure Lil Cannon drops all his Vikings to the ground and does the same attack. I think he wins the game. I think the Vikings were just a dead weight in the air. There wasn't that many medivacs to be taken out. Oh my god, SCVs. Killing a Viking, pretty sweet.
And his main base is so vulnerable too. There's nothing here whatsoever. There's a single mine.
Except a mine. That's gonna hit.
Single mine.
Is it gonna hit the... No, it's gonna hit the full HP medivac, so not that bad.
And here comes a drop inside, so you've got units inside the main base you've got to deal with. These units around the 2nd and 3rd as well. He gets into the SCV line, and Euthermal turning up the heat here.
Easy peasy for our Netherlands player. 3 tanks and some Marauders just walking to the 2nd base. And as you can see, there's not that many Minerals left in the main base. Like, Lil Cannon was designed, the build that Lil Cannon used was designed to beat his opponents at the first push. So that's why I'm not understanding properly why he didn't put his Vikings to the ground.
19
would have helped so much.
SCVs, 20 SCVs killed in this double attack onslaught counter coming from Euthermal. And this is an absolutely fantastic start to the Netherlands at NationWars 3. And he even takes down 1 more SCV before this is over. And here's the last ditch push. Euthermal scouts it, sees it, knows it. And all he's got to do is defend to go up 3 games to 1 and to get Rotti jumping around the studios once again.
I think he's fist pumping already. He knows it's looking really good. Those 4 medivac filled with Hellbats are going to try to take out the tanks on the backside. But actually, nice micro from Utermo, saving all of those tanks. But right now you can just pull SCVs and just surround from every single angle.
Yeah, and he's slowly dealing with these Hellbats at the front, leaving these tanks at the back for looking a little bit vulnerable. And so far this looks like it is going to be a hold, slowly but surely, as he gets pushed back towards the cliff area. There is not much left. And here comes the counter drop onto the tanks, and it should be enough for Uthermal to clear up and go 3 games to 1. And that is that. The last bit of his army is now gone. It is 97 supplies to Uthermal to 39.
Double GG scans from Lil Cannon.
Double GG scans.
Come on, that has to be a legit GG scan. He's building SCVs.
He's
37 supply.
He's got no aggressive forces on the other side of the map right now. Still trying to pump some units out, but there it is. GG is called. Uthermal takes the Netherlands 3 wins, 1. Lost 3 games and 1, forcing out the ace player from Denmark, which really, let's be honest, is only ever going to be one guy.
Yeah.
It's going to be Bunny.
It's going to be Bunny. Like, even Space Marine? No. Nah, it has to be Bunny.
It's Bunny, man. It's Bunny.
Has to be Bunny. But he needs to do something better in TVT that he did in the first game that he played. Like, he tried really hard, and that Triple Reaper opening looked really promising, but in the end, it just didn't work. The defense from Uthermal was stellar, and he has to have another plan, like maybe a more defensive focused build instead of that much of an aggression that he tried in the first game. But yeah, I would be really weirded out if it was Space Marine instead of Bunny.
It has to be Bunny. I really can't see any ways. The star player for Denmark, he needs to turn around. And I think for the first time in quite a while, actually, if at all, in NationWars 3. I'm pretty sure it is the first time. Back-to-back Terran versus Terran games.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this many Terran versus Terrans in a row, Funker.
Pretty cool.
In a moment, we will find out who the last player for Denmark is. If they lose this, they must play tomorrow against Mexico, facing elimination, which would give us Canada versus the Netherlands in the winners match, which would be coming directly up next. And here is the countdown. Who is it going to be? It has to be
Bunny 100%.
Bunny 100%. Funkers, it has to be. I don't see it being any other way. Surely not.
Nah. It's got to be Bunny, right? Bunny?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bunny comes out for Denmark in an attempt to reverse all kill, pretty much. I guess they already got 1 point on the way, but to get a lot of wins in a row to turn this around for his country. They need him. Can he perform? I'm going to go through a very quick 2-minute break, and when we come back, more Terran vs. Terran action.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching NationWars 3. What are you doing?
I was then coughing, then putting it back. But he didn't say anything, he just put us back. Because he was so happy there was 2 casters on position at 0 seconds.
Yeah, for once.
For once, that he wanted to go straight up without even telling us.
Easy. So, I guess you've been enjoying the day. It's quite a few Terrans.
Yes.
Rather unusual. Usually it's all about that ZVZ.
Except when Friends play and Marine Lord takes out everybody.
Yeah, but that was always
and I get over-biased.
Yeah, but now you got like
and I roast all those Jimmies. No, and especially Uthermal. I mean, everybody has been kind of hyping it up. You, especially. Like I said on the French stream that the build he used in TVP, we just witnessed it like maybe 45 minutes before on the replay you showed us. It was so great. I had a ton of stuff to say.
Like we literally watched a replay of like what was going to happen like a little bit before.
So I'm kind of enjoying this. I mean, I would rather see some more TVZs because I'm totally lost in the matchup, but TVT still is really, really fun. And I'm looking for a Bunny that doesn't go for an opening that puts himself behind if he doesn't work. Because that's what he tried to do. And when I saw that Uthermal wasn't scouting, I was like, okay, that's a really good build and he's going to do massive damage. But the way he handled it, and maybe the missed micro from Bunny, eventually made him way behind in that game. So maybe go for something more conservative and, try it out in a macro game.
Yeah, maybe like a little bit more of a standard game. To be honest, like, Uthermal's very good, but maybe one of the weaknesses in his play is that he likes to commit to 2 base a little bit more, even though, like, it's Legacy of the Void, like, the economy works differently. there is still quite a few players that like to rush that third base, but it doesn't seem like he's one of them. He will mass on two base first and try to make something happen. If you do that a lot of the time, that makes you predictable. And now Bunny is definitely one of the guys that can look at this and I guess already kind of have an idea of what he needs to do himself in order to counter it properly. Maybe, you know, go for his own third, not too fast, but faster than his opponent, and then play very well defensively. Because if he's defending everything comfortably and taking his third base earlier, he's going to be ahead.
Yeah. Defensive three-base setup would be great in my opinion for Liquid Bunny. Yeah, we'll see what he's going to do. This is the fifth game right now, and the Netherlands are leading 3-2 thanks to that guy, U-Thermal, in the blue, in the top.
The Beast. And his opponents playing as the Red Terran for Team Denmark. It is, of course, Liquid's Bunny! Bunny!
He needs to do better than what he did before.
Yeah.
He got outplayed, and as you said, I think it played in U-Thermal's strength, you know? He was a little bit behind, trying to catch up, build a third TC, and U-Thermal just wanted a guy that would be maybe a little bit careless, go for that third TC to go back into the game, and now a U-Thermal with 44 SCVs, 5 barracks, and a factory is going to build too many units for you and is going to destroy you ASAP. And that's what happened in that last game. And I'm guessing Bunny is not going to go for the same build once again.
It seems like U-Thermal's builds are very crisp. You know, he knows exactly what to go for. Even that build he did against Protoss earlier, you know, it's like precise.
Yeah.
Go for Steam Pack early, double Liberator, then 2 more. And against Terran, it's the same thing. Like, there isn't necessarily that many Terrans that we see this level of precision from, I feel. You know, Marine Lord is definitely one of them, where he goes for exactly one build. And we're going to have a quick reactor here from Bunny, as opposed to a Reaper here from U-Thermal, being the opener. Who do you like this for?
I don't know, that if U-Thermal builds a second Reaper and just puts on pressure really fast, that reactor first from Bunny, it's kind of greedy. It could be, like, for instance, there is a Proxy Marauder, you're dead. Proxy Reaper, you're dead.
You know the first thing that crosses my mind when I see a quick reactor like this?
Tell me.
That guy needs to get 3 pylon in his middle line and a mothership core.
He's going to go for double Reaper. So that's going to be good. That's going to interact pretty well with the Reaper, the first Reaper from U-Thermal. He's going to have 2 by the time that Reaper reaches the base of our Danish player. So pretty good start for Bunny. As far as the command center goes, they are really, really close from each other. But the factory is pretty late because of those 2 Reapers from Bunny. So he needs to catch up on that regard.
I might be able actually to catch that first Reaper here, ideally for him. Let's see. It's gonna come out.
Perfect timing for Bunny.
Yeah, U-Thermal's gonna get out though. Boom. Gotta dodge that.
Dodge that. Easy peasy.
Then it's a mirror, I guess, from there.
Yeah, with a slightly delayed factory. So we'll see if does anybody of those 2 players try to go for the defensive way, which is basically Cyclone, and you just wait for anything that comes your way, whether it's a drop or a Banshee. Maybe Bunny goes for it. Oh my god! He's gonna lose a Reaper for this. Not gonna lose the second one. And at the same time, the other side of the map, the Reaper from U-Thermal is gonna scout everything.
I think Bunny thought the Marines would be elsewhere than in the ramp.
Yeah.
So it'd be safe to go up there, but it wasn't. And this time around, he's gonna maybe even sack his Reaper to try and get a good scout. Because that guy is trapped.
If he's looking at the other side of the map, and he is probably, because that mine was really good. Oh, the surrounds!
That guy saw my Warcraft 3 VODs.
The perfect circles.
Footmen around.
So he probably saw the mine. So U-Thermal is going for the same build as before. He's going to drop 6 Marines and a mine, and then maybe transition into dropping tanks and Marines, like keeping the pressure up all that he can. So we'll see. But there is that Cyclone from Bunny, and I like that a lot. That's the way I play TVT these days. It's like just play defensively, passively, wait for anything that comes your way, and then you can get away with the third command center, because your opponents just build so many units to try to do damage to you that if you defend it without taking any losses, you're in good spot.
So who do you like this better for then?
Yeah, Bunny definitely. If he's
gonna be in the wrong base again?
That's what happened last game. But he's got a Marine to spots. Really great catch here. Oh,
what?
and you
Did he see it?
I think both players saw
it.
Both saw it.
Lightning fast reflexes.
Yep.
Gonna try to lock it outside of his base.
Oh.
Max range.
Yep. So the mine is gonna be able to plant itself. Ah, nice. Target it down. Oh, great micro by Uthermal.
So sick.
So sick. But that, you know, 7 Marines at that stage of the game. Yeah, you need to pull SCVs, man. That DPS is really high into 7
Bunny
SCVs.
fighting back here for Denmark. Can he get a few important kills here?
Oh, he's gonna get baited into a mine.
Oh, he pulled back on time. I love that new mine. You smiled. Maybe drop in the main instead, like boost away.
Yeah, maybe.
Even though like he's preventing so much mining time, I guess that is worth it anyway. Like.
Yeah, the position is good for him because I think Uthermal greeded out a little bit. Like he went for all the add-ons instantly.
That's the Widow mine.
So he doesn't have that many Marines to work with.
Wow, these Marines are wrecking, and so many SCVs are not mining here back at home for Uthermal. In a bit of trouble here against Bunny in a very important match. Remember, this is match point here for the Netherlands. Roddy is probably eating his fingernails right now, all stressed up.
Yeah, that's definitely what I wanted to see from Bunny. That defensive play, you know, that counter drop with 7 Marines is not going to cost anything to Bunny. He has the units anyways. And back at Bunny's base, 3rd CC, double eBay. That's what I want to see. Bunny is really great in that kind of situation.
All of a sudden, he's quite a few walkers ahead, 10 in total.
Yep.
He's going to start piling up very nicely. And Uthermal, once again, 2 bays, focus on 2 bays with very heavy production, but this time around, being behind as opposed to last time when he was quite a bit ahead, is going to be so much more difficult for him to make these attacks work, especially if Bunny starts getting a bunch of static defense, like turrets or even a sensor tower, I think would be so great.
Yeah. Sensor tower on one end, and then maybe a Cyclone and a couple of Marines, and you're pretty much safe from any kind of drop, and that's the only way, or else something goes really wrong for Bunny. That's the only way that Uthermal is going to break Bunny at anytime soon. They pretty much have the same kind of production. That Viking is really well placed and is going to intercept that Medivac easy peasy. He needs to react quick. Pretty well done by Uthermal right there.
Do you think Bunny properly recognizes right now that he's probably a 2 base again from Uthermal?
He totally scanned every single production building, and I think he's able to tell that there is no 3rd command center.
That sensor tower is so sick, man.
Yep. Don't you wish you had that in Protoss?
Oh man, I would spam them.
Even if they cost like 125
cannons,
gas.
Sensor towers, and oracles.
Okay, building a 3rd CC on the spot. He recognized that he's not going to be able to break him, and that's a good. I think that's a pretty good decision out of Uthermal. But he's not out of the woods yet. Like he's going to get upgraded. Pretty massively actually. Like the 1-1 is gonna end up right now. The Armory is already on time to be able to launch the 2-2. It's a great timing. Everything falls into place for Bunny right there.
Yeah, it seems like Uthermal might have made peace here with the fact that he's not gonna be able to break his opponent. So I think just sitting back himself, trying to rebuild his economy and picking his spots. It's probably a good idea. Like if he had committed to aggression here, he most likely would have been throwing away a lot of units.
Yeah.
Even though like he's loading up.
Well, basically, if you're not doing anything, I think your tanks are better in medivacs than just sitting on the ground. Like you want them as fast as possible to the actual location of where everything is happening.
This is sick. I love it.
And both players are gonna clash in the middle of the map. And right now, the one that has the information first is going to be able to drop the tanks. Both players exchanged scans. He boosts the Medivac buddy, that is, and maybe he's going to drop the tanks. Oh, a little later than his opponent. I'm not liking this for Buddy.
Wow, that was kind of bad.
Yeah, that was really bad.
A little bit surprised he let this happen, but not the end of the world. Just a couple tanks here and there are going to die.
And especially considering he already has like 40 seconds in advance on his 2-2.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to rush anything right now.
Starting another factory here as well. Definitely going to be nice. Bunny economically is in such a great position. 70 SCVs to 49. I think if he knew exactly where he's at, he definitely wouldn't even be moving out. He'd just sit at home, start a 4th base.
He can get abused, man. Uthermal knows everything about the positioning, and now the scan misses the entire army. He needs to go back. He needs to retreat instantly. Maybe he can get a tank. And I would like for Utomo to just steam everything and drop right there. That's
Steam
a
to
great
win.
position.
Yeah, he needs to try and siege that second base here if he could set up with the tanks beforehand. But even if he does that, to be honest, Bunny is going to have so much more anyway in a second that he could attack from two sides. That's what's really dangerous right now for Utomo.
And that's why, in my opinion, Utomo needs to speed up everything. And that's good. Like, steam all the Marines.
Yeah, but now
and
Bunny is
now
going to go for it. Drops the tank on top of this army here of Utomo. The fight's happening and Bunny might have
getting
attacked.
crushed.
Yeah, Utomo baited this. He baited this by going towards the natural. He knew that Bunny would steam and attack into his army. And it worked out so well for him.
Bunny and Denmark is in a lot of trouble. Rotterdam, I can see a smile from here. I think Netherlands are going to qualify for the winners match. Manamu, we play GG.
GG.
And
wow.
Roddy just jumped into the air. Six City. Do it in front of the camera, man. Just do it.
So
no, he doesn't want to do it. But
Rod is happier than when he wins big bets. And we all know he loves his bets. That was pretty crazy. Utomo, wow, mad props. He was quite a bit behind here. So many walkers behind. He did one of the, I think, only moves that could bring him back in that very important game. Because Bunny wins here. All of a sudden, it's 2-3. And then, I mean, Denmark would have a much better shot at winning.
Yeah,
sure, it wouldn't be over, but then Harstam comes out. Yeah, like, that would be pretty tough for sure. But in the past, he's definitely beating him as well. So a big, big win here for the Netherlands. Mostly carried by Utomo.
But that's the thing.
Entirely carried by Utomo.
yeah, that's an all kill by Utomo. That's an all kill. But
welcome to the club. The all kill club.
Welcome to the all kill club for Utomo right there. We're gonna have Canada versus Netherlands in the next game. Kerry is taking Rotterdam by the neck. He's like, you gotta do the interview right now. That awkward EU laddering right before our next match.
Desro met Yona in ladder and beat him and posted a screenshot of the score.
What a boss. But seriously, Bunny was such in a great position in that game, but tactically just did the wrong choices. What was he doing on the map?
I mean, there definitely was maybe a little bit of rustiness, from obviously he's not been playing as much. He went back to university and all that, so mixing studies plus StarCraft when you have people like Utomo, who I'm pretty sure is full-time, it can be pretty tough.
No, but that's pretty sad, because when you look at the game and you look at, like, if Bunny right now, just look at the replay and it's like, okay, I've got 70 SCVs against 46. My opponent is not launching 2-2 anytime soon. I've got same production. I've got everything better than you, but I'm in the middle of the map and I get outplayed tactically. That's just a dumb reason to lose, You need to be sitting on your third base. Like, obviously I'm not telling Bunny how to play.
Yeah, you understand, Bunny? What were you doing? Funka's not happy.
No, but the thing is, he didn't recognize that, and that shows like he's not playing as much as Utomo is doing, as much as Utomo is these days.
For sure, yeah. It was a pretty good match, though. Netherlands really delivering. It's a 4-1. I think, did I predict 4-2 for this one? Yeah, I think I might have predicted 4-2.
I did 4-0 to please Rotterdam, but it was 4-1 in the end.
Yeah. I was thinking about trying to piss off Roddy and like predicting as Netherlands.
4-0
Netherlands.
Like, yeah.
Kind of want to try to do well for once with the predictions, so...
So Space Marine, the only one to take a map out of the Netherlands team this time. And they're going to be playing Mexico tomorrow. So remember, we are still there tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that for the Group D. South Korea, New Zealand, Germany, Finland. It's going to be a great group also. But tomorrow we qualify the second country. And before that, we have our winners match, but especially a winners interview that's going to be set up in a few seconds. So stay with us, guys. We'll hear from the Netherlands team and probably Utomo that should be really excited that he just did an all-kill.
Yeah, he's very impressive. He's been for a long time. Like, he's a guy who's been around for quite a bit, who for a long time was considered a guy that was, I guess, like rising and, doing better and better, but there's quite a few players that you can say that about, but they always kind of get stuck in that phase where like they're improving, but they're not really putting up very big results. So then he's had some good WCS run here and there, but definitely a good performance out of him today already. But it's far from over. Now Netherlands here still do need to beat Canada to try and qualify for the top 8.
I think I would say Netherlands is favorite against Canada.
I mean, looking at this group, I thought Netherlands is favored, like we have for to take first place. But I think Canada really shouldn't be underestimated. Desro is.
Desro played amazingly well, and Scarlett is winning games.
Scarlett was sick. I thought that one game, that one longer game against Major, the first time that they played was really, really good. I think.
No, definitely an interesting group, and nothing is written in stone yet. Like, we see maybe Netherlands with a little bit of an edge, but it's not done yet. We're still gonna have that best of 7 to be played a little bit later, but
before that, let's go and talk to our winners here with the winners interview.
Hello everyone, and congratulations to Netherlands, unsuspectfully qualify. What? So how did you leave this match, Rotterdam?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good performance by Utermo. I was a little bit worried because going down 0-1 and then Utermo evening it up, but then the match against Bunny I think is a very big one because if you lose that it's 1-2. That's when things started to get a little dicey, but he showed us why he's considered to be one of the better Terran players in Europe.
Yeah, Utermo, and we didn't even see Arstem yet. And
saving the best for Canada, don't worry.
Yeah, Arstem and Utermal, congratulations. I'll let you introduce if you are in your language if you want.
Lekker hoor, pikkies, goed gedaan. No, we'll keep it in English. We're not going to go full Frenchies here, because then the rest of the studio is going to look awkward on us. Utermo obviously must feel good, right? Winning 4 maps straight.
Yeah, that's pretty okay.
Was it as smooth sailing as you expected it to be against Denmark?
Actually, not really. The plan was that I would get as many kills as possible, and then let Kevin deal with Bunny, because my TVT is actually really shit. Okay. But I ended up just winning every game, so...
Man, you were on fire against Bunny. It was like a no match. Simple no match. I mean, you say your TVT is weak, but I don't see it. So, congratulations again. You're gonna face a bunch of good players now. They are Canadian. They are ready, and they want to qualify first place. So, would you have something to say to them, Arstem, for example?
Well, first I would like to. I'm not too happy with how things are going. Like, I've been changing my sleep schedule for this, right? For the past 5 or 6 days, I've been going to bed at like 6 a.m. because I knew NationWars was going to last for a long, long time. So now it's 5:30 a.m. as well. So it's like in the morning. I'm not that tired because I changed my sleep schedule, but I don't even think I'll have to play. Like, Uturn was just going to all kill, or Jonas going to all kill. Like, I don't think I even needed the show. It's really sick. So yeah, I'm not too happy how it's going so far.
We need you for the captain's interviews anyway, and we need to cheer Captain King a little bit. So it's all good. It is worth it.
So okay, so yeah, once again, great matches. Do you have Arstem? Do you have trained maybe for this encounter against Canada? Which one will be, according to your point of view, the best player in the Canadian roster? Because Desro matters now, so...
Yeah, sure.
Does it impact your strategy?
No, it doesn't. Like, we made plans before. We'll just stick to our plan. Like, it worked out so far. I'm pretty happy with how everything went. We actually put a decent amount of thought in how we were going to do stuff. Mainly against Denmark, and I thought a little bit about Canada, and I think we have a pretty decent plan against them as well. I think they're all equally skilled. I think Desro is still a level below the other two. Scarlet looked really scary ZVT. Beating Major is no small feat, and I have no clue how Huck is in any of his matchup, especially not PvP. So it's very difficult for me to judge anyone on their skill. I must say though that I played Scarlet 2 weeks ago, or like a week ago, in a show match, and I won 3-1. So against her, I'm pretty confident. Against Desro, I would say I'm pretty confident. But against Huck,
anything can happen.
Come on, Huck had a pretty big mouth, guys. We have to put him in his place now.
I think I already put him in his place enough. And alright, let me tell you why I'm doing this. Because my parents are watching. And every time I'm arrogant, my dad sends me an email like, "You stop being so arrogant. No one likes you."
Nice.
Alright.
So I gotta stay a bit humble.
Yeah, it suits us. You know, we're humble. We'll let them do the talk, but we'll do the walk.
It's been said. Do you have something to say to the people following from Netherlands? Maybe something in your language?
I would leave this honor to you, Thermal. Go, Mark.
For the fans.
No, we have like a Twitter account as well following us, DSU League. There's a lot of support on Twitter for us, and I'm really happy to see people encouraging us between like every game. So I hope we can make them proud in the next match as well. And thanks for supporting us.
All right, I'm happy, I'm satisfied, I'm ready for the next one, man. I think it's going to be a great match. So.
Thank you very much, guys, and good luck, have fun for your next one.
Veel success.
So yeah, great matches. Rotterdam, you're smiling.
They're really
You're happy?
Good. Yeah, of course I'm happy because they're really good guys as well and they're funny. But the next match I think is going to be a real cool one. Obviously I hope that my country wins, but I like the Canadian people as well on the roster. Like Scarlet, he's really cool. Desero, like I've known Desero for forever, since Warcraft 3 even. And Hawk is also a guy that I'm very friendly with. So I think this is going to be a great match. I'm really excited for it. But I do genuinely believe that the boys are going to win.
Sure, let's go back to the casters and launch this last and third game. It's gonna be fun.
Thank you, Ponf.
Ponf
What a
rocks
throw.
this area.
It's so good.
He's my favorite.
Okay, so our good old Roddy didn't want to go full Frenchie, but look at what Desro did.
That's such a Desro thing to do. He beats Jonah, one of the players of Netherlands, and posts a screenshot of the score. Plus 12 points, baby. But he lost to Apollo though the other day. Like that's unforgivable.
But you know, Coca does the same. When he beats you, it's like, we played a couple of
and
games
then you
against
see him later here at the studio. He's like, don't even shake my hand.
And he did the same with Moman. And then he was still telling everybody on the stream, like, I beat Moman yesterday. I'm so happy. I'm like, everybody knows.
He's like, yeah, I beat Moman yesterday.
Everybody knows, man. Everybody knows.
Everybody beats Moman as well. Like you don't need to brag about it.
It's not that hard. So you understand it. Our good old Netherlands roster is not going to be too arrogant or anything. They're just going to play their game. And from what you've seen, especially from Utomo, it's pretty sick. They've got a really, a proper chance, a proper shot at winning against Canada, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Netherlands might be the favorite, but not necessarily that heavy favorite. Both teams have a really good lineup. Like this is one of those matchups where you look at both lineups and you're like, okay, they have actually every single player on this roster is actually pretty darn good. So it's going to be a cracker. It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a cracker, Todd. But we're going to have a pretty small commercial break before we go back to Canada versus Netherlands, winners match of that Group C. First country to qualify from Group C, whether it's going to be Canada or Netherlands, it's going to be amazing anyways. Apollo is doing anything in the background, so I'm losing my English. Let's go to the break and we'll see you after that.